Hello there, good evening now YouTubers. I'm very glad to introduce you to a new tutorial series that I'll be doing, which is called Introduction to Sas CSS Preprocessors. Right, so now first of all let's start with what Sas is. So Sas, as it says on the official Sas website, if you go to sas-lang.com, it says Sas makes CSS fun again. Sas is an extension of CSS3, adding nested rules, variables, mixins, selector, inheritance, and more. And don't be very put off by all these big words. We're going to cover them in this tutorial in the next videos to come. And it says it's translated to well-formatted standard CSS using the command line tool or web framework. So now in this series, we're not going to be using any command line tools because the whole purpose of this tutorial is to introduce you to Sas. So command line tool might be another hindrance in the learning process. So I decided not to use that. I went with GUI based tools to help with the Sas. So by GUI I mean graphical user interface, actually a program that you can see doing something. Okay. All right. So one thing I want to bring your attention to is the difference between Sas and Scss. So basically, if we scroll down here in the page, you'll see that there are two types of Sas. So one thing I want to bring your attention is like they're both called Sas, but they have different extensions. So one is Scss, which is the latest one that most people use these days, and there's one which has an extension of Sass. So they are slightly different in that Sass, which is the old version of Sas, does not enforce curly braces on you. So if you see its syntax here, there is no curly braces and there is no semicolon at the end. But the new Scss looks more like CSS. It's not exactly CSS in that you need to run a program. You need to run it through a program, which we'll get to in the next video, how to install those programs. You need to run it through one of those to get proper CSS. So what Sas is basically is a slightly different variation of CSS, which helps you organize your code and helps you work better with other developers, and it actually helps speed up your workflow process and helps you make less errors when writing CSS, because we all know CSS is very hard to maintain when your project gets big. Even medium-sized projects are very hard to maintain in CSS. So Sas comes in to help you manage that, and also there's also lot of helper functions in the Sas language to help you prevent repeating yourself, because repetition is another big major issue in CSS. So Sas introduces stuff like variables and mixins and includes, and we'll cover all of that, so don't worry about what they mean right now. So just to recap once more, Scss is what we're going to be using in this tutorial series because it's what has been recommended by many people and what I see most people using anyway. And as you can see, it's actually the default extension on the official website here. And Sass is the older version of Sas, so we'll use Scss. Even though they have different extensions, once again they're both called Sas. So when someone says Sas, most likely they're talking about the Scss extension, and sometimes they might be referring to this one, but just ask them just to be clear. So that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next video where I'll cover how to install Sas. We'll need to install various tools to be able to use Sas, and we'll do that in the next video. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you're all excited like I am, because this is pretty cool, and I promise you will leave this course, well, at least I hope you leave this course feeling that you've gained something and that you're actually a better web developer. All right, so see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.